Yo, check it out. When people say you need Jesus, typically the first thing you think about is church. But when people say you need Jesus, what they're really saying is you need truth. You need what's real. You need a real example of a woman. You need a real example of a man. You need a real example of business. You need a real example of how business is done. You need a real example of church. You need a real example of how to handle a budget in the home. You need a real example of how to keep a home clean. You need a real example of how to stay up on your schoolwork. You need a real example of how to take care of yourself and stay healthy, and how to train if you're trying to be an athlete. You need a real example of how to do what you're trying to do. You need the truth. You need what's real. You need Jesus, because Jesus is the truth. The truth is the way, and that's life. That's the best life, you know what I'm saying? So when someone says you need Jesus, you need the truth. And what I learned recently, there's something called pyramidal neurons. It's what our body's made up of. And when you receive negative energy, which basically causes you to be afraid, it releases hormones that causes blockage, a physical blockage, because of how you're thinking. And what it does is it causes a detour, just like any flow. When you receive that negative energy, it causes a detour, a physical detour. So your nerves is like a nerve blockage. And they literally call them thorns. Pyramidal neurons. They develop thorns from negative energy. Basically, we call it fear. And the only way to dissolve those thorns or to reverse it is from love. Love reduces another hormone called oxytocin that resolves those thorns. So it's all about what? Getting the proper energy, basically the truth. The truth is the answer, you know. If you're getting that negative energy, which is causing you to experience fear, you need some truth in your life. You need to remember that God has your back, and no weapon formed against you shall prosper. And whatever's going on, He's going to use it and make it work out for you some kind of way. It's never something God is doing to you. It's something He's doing for you. God doesn't send bad things into your life. Sometimes He allows things to happen to achieve a certain response or a certain growth. Call it growth. You know, He's allowing something to bring a better experience. If He allows you to lose something, it's because He's going to replace it with something better. If He allows us something to break, it's because He wants to teach you how to fix something, how to build something. If you haven't gotten something you've asked for, maybe you're not ready for it yet. So always know that there's a reason for everything, you know? Because God's answers are yes and amen. It's never like a no. It's like a, well, maybe refocus. Maybe you don't want what you're asking for, but you don't realize it. So back to my original point. When someone says, oh man, you need Jesus, what they're saying is you need a better perspective. You need to see the truth. You need to see what's real. Because that's life. Peace and love.